Okie dokie, everybody. So on your feet. Okay. So starting by walking on the spot. And then settling with your feet a comfortable distance apart. Rocking your weight forwards onto the balls of your feet. And back onto your heels. So walking forwards and back. And then reducing your rocks. And settling so you've got your weight nice and even through your feet. Standing up lovely and tall, hands onto your hips and tipping your pelvis forwards and back. So keep those knees lovely and soft so you can get a nice large movement through the pelvis. And then reducing your rocks. And settling in the midpoint of those two movements. Relaxing your hands down, we're going to roll the shoulders backwards. And larger circles, reach your arms up above your head. And out to the side. So deep breath in. And out. Once more. Wonderful. Take your feet a little bit wider for me. Turn your toes out so they're at 10 to 2. And we're going to do a plie squat with a side stretch. So you're going to come down into your plie squat. One hand in front of you, one hand over your head. Keep this hip down there so you get a lovely stretch through the body. And then coming up. And then back into that plie squat and over to the other side. Keep your tail tucked under, nice stretch through the side of the body. And then coming up. And now we're going to come back into our plie squat, lift one heel and then the other. So we're going to keep your back straight, tail tucked under. Coming up, and we're going to come back into our plie squat. We're going to add in some little pulses to really work the thighs. So back into that squat, keep tail tucked under and pulse. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed. You don't want them sort of creeping up towards your ears at all. And then now I'd like you to pick up some hand weights, tins of beans, whatever you've got at home. Okay. So, shoulders back and down. Okay. And we're going to do a bicep curl on one side and then the other. So one and then the other. So you can speed it up a little bit, work hard for those core muscles to keep your body nice and still. And then both hands up now, reaching forwards. So starting off by, so you're trying to sort of touch the shoulder, somebody directly in front of you. Keep those knees soft. And then we're going to add in a bit of rotation. So now keep the knees soft. You're going to turn your body, reach out in one direction to the middle, and then the other direction. So 1, 2. So if you want to, you can sort of pivot that back foot as you turn around. Keep those core muscles nice and tight. And relax. Bring the arms down, rolling the shoulders. Pop your hand weights to one side. Okay, we can go to a balance exercise now. So, arms out to the side if you need to. What I'd like you to stand up lovely and tall. You're going to engage the core. Bring one leg out in front of you. Circle that leg out to the side and round and come back through and straight. So circle round, behind and through. If you feel steady enough, you can pop your hands onto your hips. Try and keep as upright as you can, so lovely tall posture. Imagine there's a piece of string on the top of your head that's really stretching you up towards the ceiling. Good, everybody, almost there. Last one on this side. Wonderful. Rest that leg down. Give it a little shake. And we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So we're going up nice and tall. Engage the core. Bring your leg forwards. Take it out to the side. Round. And tuck back in. Stretch out, round, and in. Again, staying up as tall as you can. Lovely posture. What you'll probably find is it's your standing leg that will really start to complain first, because that one's actually working harder. And last one. And rest that leg down. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. And then now we're going to do 3 roll downs. So come down onto the floor. So if you want to angle your cameras down so I can see where you're on the floor, that's wonderful. Zoom this one in. Whoop. Right, I've cut my head off a tiny bit, but you know I'm there. Just so you can listen about it. Okay, everybody. I'd like you to breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, engage your core, chin to your chest and slowly rolling down. Keep your knees nice and soft. And when you get as far as you feel comfortable, take a deep breath in. And breathing out to gradually roll back up. Coming up to widen your collarbones and lengthen your neck. And again, deep breath in. As you're breathing out, slowly rolling down. Try and reach a little bit further. And again, once you're there, take a deep breath in. And breathing out to gradually roll back up. Coming up to widen your collarbones, lengthen your neck. And last one. So deep breath in. As you're breathing out, slowly rolling down. And this time, once you get as far as you can, take a deep breath in. And breathing out to bend your knees, coming down onto the floor. We're going to start by lying on our back. I'd like you to have your hand weights within easy reach, because we're going to be needing those. Okay, so in lying, I would like you to make sure that you've got your feet and knees in line with your hips. Relax your shoulders down, flatten your shoulder blades onto the floor, and then stretching your head away from your body, lengthening out through the back of your neck. And we're going to do some pelvic tilts to find our neutral spine position. So you're going to roll your pelvis backwards, flatten your back onto the floor, and rock the other way to arch your back. So you're going to flatten the back and arch. So lovely large rocks. And then reducing your rocks. Settling in the midpoint of those two movements. And we're going to start the leg stretch combined with a hip opening. So you're going to engage your core, straighten out one leg, keep your toes pointing up towards the ceiling. As you slide your leg out to the side, slide to the middle and back in. Change legs, straighten the leg out, keep those toes up to the ceiling, slide to the side, to the middle and back in. Now you want to try and keep your pelvis as steady as you can. So if you're not sure, if you rest your fingertips on the bony bits of your pelvis at the front, you're aiming to keep those two bony bits nice and level the entire time. Upper body stays lovely and relaxed. Make sure those toes stay up towards the ceiling. It's very tempting for them to sort of start to drift out into that sort of 10 to 2 position. Once more with each leg. And come back to the rest position. And now we're going to come up to work our abdominals with the hundreds exercise. So you're going to breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, you're going to lift the head and shoulders up, reach your fingertips towards your toes. Hold that position as you pulse your hands. Breathing in for 5 pulses and out for 5 pulses. If you wish to make it more difficult, you can bring one leg into the tabletop position, or you can come into double tabletop. If you're still comfortable, you can extend one leg, or you can extend 2. And you can mix and match between the different levels. If you want both legs out straight, you can do a count of 5 or 10, and then back in. Likewise, you can have one up for 10, and you can swap with the other one. So there's lots of different ways of doing this. just relax yourself down onto the floor, have a little rest. Almost there. And relax yourselves down. Hug your knees in towards your tummy, have a little stretch. And then lower your legs down. And now we're going to do some bridging. And we're going to add in either some heel lifts, or for those that feel comfortable, we're going to step one leg out to the side and back in, and then the other. But we're going to be doing it up in the bridge position. So make sure your feet haven't drifted too far away from you. I'd like you to breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, engage the core, roll your pelvis back, come up into that lovely bridge position, and then you can add in some alternate heel raises, or if you feel comfortable, you can step one leg out to the side and back in, then the opposite side and in. So it's not a rush, it's a nice controlled movement, so stepping out and in, out and in. And you're trying to keep those hips up lovely and high. And after a few repetitions, if you notice your technique starts to deteriorate, slowly curl yourself back down onto your mat. Give yourself a few moments to recover, and then repeat. Again, you engage the core, rolling up, and either your heel raises or your side steps. Make sure you're remembering to breathe. It's very tempting with bridging to hold your breath. Wonderful. Curl yourself back down onto your mat. And again, hug your knees in towards your tummy. Have a little stretch. And relax your legs down. And then now I'd like you to pick up your hand weights. Okay, so what I'd like you all to do is have your arms out, so your elbows are at shoulder height, bent at 90 degrees. And we're going to do a sort of chest press style exercise. We're going to add in some tricep work as well. So you're going to think about keeping the rib cage tucked in, core engaged. You're going to push your hands up, rotate so your palms are facing each other. Bend your elbows and straighten to the triceps and lower to the floor. So you push up, rotate, palms are facing each other, bend the elbows, straighten and lower. So push up, bend, straighten and lower. Keeping the rib cage tucked in. Last one of these. And relax. Bringing your hands back up towards the ceiling. Keep those shoulders down. Palms are facing each other, and we're going to do some quick little movements, just up and down. So it's a small movement, but I want you to really hold on to those core muscles and try and keep your body nice and steady. So the elbows are straight, not locked out, and it's kind of up and down as though you're going above your head and towards your feet. That's great. Keep going.
Like milking a cow.
Yes, it could be.
Just without the cow.
Yeah.
Why did the milking stool only have 2 legs? I told you this one, Nicky.
I can't remember.
Because the cow's got the other one.
Oh, that's a proper Christmas cracker joke, that one.
It is.
Okay, everybody, rest your arms down, pop your weights to one side. We're going to go back to working the legs, and we are going to do a hip twist from a tabletop position. So it's going to work the legs and the core. So the single leg version is to engage your core. Bring one leg into tabletop, hip twist, tabletop and lower. Change legs. Tabletop, hip twist, tabletop and lower. Those of you who feel comfortable in a double tabletop position, you can engage the core. Bring one leg into tabletop, then your second leg. Hip twist one leg, and then the other. And whatever version you're doing, you can also include a leg extension. So the single leg version is come into tabletop, you hip twist, straighten that knee, extend the leg out, bend the knee, tabletop and lower. So it's tabletop, hip twist, stretch the leg out, tabletop and lower. And then the double leg version is exactly the same, but starting in that double tabletop position, hip twist, extend and back in. Hip twist, extend and back in. But you're trying to keep that pelvis nice and steady. So again, if you're not sure, you can rest your fingertips on the bony bits of your pelvis, and you're trying to keep those 2 bony bits lovely and level the entire time. Keeping the upper body relaxed, shoulders down. Try not to let them creep up towards your ears. Once more on each leg. And after you've done those 2, hug your knees in towards your tummy, have a little stretch. And relax your legs down. And we're going to stretch out now, so feet and knees are together, arms are out to the side. And I'd like to engage your core, rolling your knees in one direction, turn your head the opposite way, and then straighten out your top leg to get a lovely stretch through your hip, through your waist. When you feel ready to come up, feet together, coming back to the middle and over to the other side. You're going to roll the knees, stretch out your top leg. Together, back to the middle, once more to each side. And then feet together, back to the middle. And last one. Okay, we're going to turn onto our side now. So you're going to need some blocks and a hand weight. So starting off with just your small block or a little cushion, whatever you got at home. Place that small block between your head and your arm. Legs are bent up. I'd like to have a little look. Check that you've got your heels in line with your sitting bones. Then place them back down onto the floor. Hips are directly one above the other, stretching your top hip away from you. And then we're going to start with a modified version of the clams. So you're going to engage the core. You're going to lift the top knee up, pop it down, and then you're going to lift the foot. So a bit of a reverse clam and lower. So you lift the knee and down, and then the foot and down. Now you want to try and keep your body as steady as you can, because what tends to happen is as we lift our knee, there's that tendency to want to roll backwards, and as we lift our foot, there's that urge to roll forwards. So just being aware of that and trying to keep yourself as steady as possible. Keeping the upper body relaxed, shoulders down. Two more. Last set. And relax. Press your leg down, give your hip a bit of a rub if it's achy. And then now I would like you to pick up a hand weight. So what we're going to do is we're going to work our arm and our leg. So starting with your hands up above your head. Straighten out that top leg, making sure you're nicely balanced on your side, and we're going to do an arm and leg lift. So you're going to engage the core, lift the arm and leg up, so hand just comes up towards the ceiling, and then lower down. So we're lifting up, hold for a moment, and lower. Now, if anybody's got a shoulder problem, if you find it difficult to do it with a weight, you can just pop your weight to one side. Really stretching out your top leg, pointing those toes. And if you feel steady enough, if you wish to make it harder, if you straighten out both legs, then you have to work really hard through the core to keep yourself nicely balanced on your side. last one. And relax down. Wonderful. Pop your hand weight to one side, tuck the legs in. Give your legs a little bit of a rub if it's achy. So a lot of endurance on this top leg today. So what we're going to do now, we're going to start in a similar position as we would with our clams. But we're going to lift this top leg up, out behind us, and then back in. So you engage the core, lift the top leg up, squeeze your buttocks, take that leg behind you, come into the middle and lower. So you lift up, squeeze your buttocks to the middle and lower. Now, as you're taking your leg back and you're squeezing your glutes, try not to arch through the back. So if you've got stiff hips, you might find you only go a small distance. That's absolutely fine. Just work within the range that you've got. Almost there. Two more on this side. And last one. And relax. Well done everybody. Give your hip a bit of a rub, it's a bit achy. And then we're going to stretch out with some arm openings. So if you now place a large block or cushion underneath your head, so the legs are bent up, both arms out in front of you. And I'd like to breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, lift your top hand up, reach out behind you as far as possible. And breathing in to come back over. So lifting up, reach away. Two more on this side. And last one. And relax. Okay, we're going to change ends on our mats now. I'm going to repeat those exercises on the other side. So bring your equipment with you. So we're going to start off with that modified version of the clams. So small block between your head and your arm. Legs are bent up. Have a little look, check you've got your heels in line with your sitting bones. Hips are directly one above the other. Stretch your top hip away from you, lengthen out through your waist, and then engage the core. Lift the top knee up, lower down. Then keep the knees together as you lift your foot and lower. So lifting the knee and then the foot. not toppling forwards and back. So keep the upper body relaxed, shoulders down. Every now and again, remind yourself to re-engage those core muscles. Last few repetitions. Last set. And relax. Give your hip a bit of a rub, it's a bit achy. And then now, if you pick up your hand weight, and we're going to straighten out the top leg. We're going to start with our hands up above our head. And we're going to lift the arm and leg at the same time. So stay balanced on your side. Breathing in to prepare. As you breathe out, lift the arm and leg up. And then slowly lower. So you're going to lift and hold. And slowly lower. If you feel balanced and you wish to make it harder, remember you can also straighten out your bottom leg. And again, keep that core lovely and tight. And lift and lower. Making sure your leg stays in line with your body, so it's like you're sliding in between two panes of glass. So keep going, everybody. Two more of these. And relax. Well done. Pop your weight to one side again. And then now if you bend your legs back up into that sort of same position that you would for your clams, we're going to lift the top leg up. I'm going to squeeze our glutes. Take the leg back to the middle and lower. So again, make sure you've got that core nice and tight, nice and long through the waist. Engage the core, lift the top leg up, squeeze your glutes, take the leg back to the middle and lower. So lift, squeeze, go back to the middle and lower. As you're taking the leg backwards, try not to arch through the back. You want to focus on your glutes, your buttock muscles doing that work for you. reach out behind you as far as possible. And breathing in to come back over. So we're lifting up, reach away. And 2 more. And relax. Wonderful. Okay, everybody, we're going to turn over onto our front now. If you place a small block underneath your forehead, and then we're going to do a prone version of the 100s exercise. So you're going to place your head on your block, arms are down by your side, and what I'd like you to do is to keep the lower body relaxed, tuck your tail under, and then as you're breathing out, you engage the core, draw your shoulder blades together, lift the hands up, hover your forehead away from the block, and hold that position as you pulse your hands. Breathing in for 5 pulses, and out for 5 pulses. So it's almost like there's a piece of string attached between your shoulder blades and that you're being lifted up from that point. The chin stays tucked in, eyes focused on the floor the entire time. When you get tired, you can rest yourself down, give yourself a few moments to sort of recover, and then going again. Wonderful. Rest yourselves down. And then now you can just put your hands wherever they feel most comfortable, because we're going to do a leg lift with a knee bend. So you're going to engage the core. Lift one leg up, bend your knee, straighten the knee and lower down. So you're lifting up, bend the knee, straighten and lower. As you're lifting your leg up, really think about stretching out towards the wall, so you keep the knee nice and straight to begin with. Then you bend your knee, really straighten that leg out again, and lower down. stretch. So sitting on your heels, arms up above your head, taking some nice deep breaths. And taking your hands over to the right, so you're stretching out that left hand side of your body. And taking your hands over to the left, so you're stretching out that right hand side. And coming back to the centre. Coming up onto your hands and knees. And we go to the cat stretch. So starting from your hips, tuck your tail between your legs, curling all the way up. Push up through the arms, stretch out through the shoulder blades as well. And then curling all the way back down. And again, curling all the way up. Have a really good stretch. And all the way down. And last one. Curling all the way up. And all the way back down. And then coming onto your toes into a crouch position. We're going to roll up into standing. Zoom me out, she said. So you're going to, there we go. Okay, so you're going to engage your core as you're breathing out. Straighten up through your legs, gradually restacking your spine. Once you're into standing, roll those shoulders backwards. And then if you place one foot in front of the other, make sure both feet are pointing straight ahead. Push your back heel into the ground as you lunge forwards onto your front leg. And then taking your weight onto your back leg, straighten out the front one. Toes up for a calf stretch, stick bottom out, leaning forwards for a hamstring stretch. And then coming out of that stretch, give your legs a little shake. And then changing sides, so other foot forwards. Make sure both feet are pointing straight ahead. Push your back heel into the ground and lunging forwards onto your front leg. And then weight onto your back leg. Straighten out the front one. Toes up for a calf stretch. upper back. And reaching up towards the ceiling. Little lean off to one side. And over to the other side. Take a nice deep breath in as you're reaching up and out to relax. So deep breath in and out, and once more deep breath in and out. Well done everybody, good work.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Nicky.
Have a wonderful Christmas everybody, and enjoy